So we're going to see how this works. I have not done a video in my car like this in forever. But I was thinking it's very appropriate because it depends on how long you guys have been following me. But like when I like blew up originally, it was I was coming home from Hershey and I made this video and I was like very, very emotional. And I had already talked to Barkley and they wanted me to do a video like about the trade show and whatever. And I was going to do like a full separate video on that. And they ended up posting that one. And I got recognized for that a few times. That's so embarrassing. But I thought it'd be fun to do like a little recap 4 years later. Is it 4 years later? God, I think it is. So in that video, I was like very emotional because like I had been going through a really hard time in my life. Like it was just, I'm trying to think where I was at by that point. I know my grandma had died, and I think that was before my stepdad had gotten sick. But my grandma was like my person. So when she died, it really took a toll on me. And so I'd gone through that. I was in a very, very bad relationship. And I was also working a job where I was like not appreciated at all. And when I went to Hershey, and then like all of a sudden was like recognized, not like, I mean, being recognized by anybody is really cool, you know, but like it was by like big names in the industry that I never would have thought even knew who I was. And it just gave me this sense of like importance and made me realize, because like my ex, and I don't like to sit here like blame everything on him, but you know, he would like tell me things like, you know, you're just very annoying, and like people get irritated by you, like you talk too much, like all of these things. So, you know, I was kind of used to thinking that like basically I was like the thorn in everyone's side, you know. So then I go to Hershey and all of a sudden like all these people really liked me, and I was just so taken back. And I knew the reason I was so emotional in that video is I knew leaving that hotel that my whole life was going to be different when I came home. Like everything just was going to be different, and it was. And so much has changed since that video. So that's what made me emotional about it. Was like I think I realized I was like breaking free of this like terrible cycle that I had been in for so long, and that I was going to be able to grow finally. And I'm telling you, like after Hershey, like things just started happening. Because I was not willing to put up with disrespect from my boss anymore. I wasn't willing to put up with disrespect from my ex-boyfriend. I was just like, no, I'm that bitch. Like I've gone and I've seen I am that bitch, and I need to act like it, you know. So that was what made me so emotional in that video. So you know, now obviously things are so different. I was working in a shop under somebody else. Well, they owned it. I was the only groomer in there. And, you know, me and my ex obviously broke up, and that was 3 years ago. And that just so much in my life has changed. Like now I own a business. I have my own van. I have my shit together, man. It's crazy. I don't know how I've only been talking for 3 minutes. I was like, this is like 20 minutes in already. I feel like I've told you my whole life story. But, you know, I love going to the trade shows. You know, I always have a good time whenever I'm there, and it's always like very refreshing. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I did take Jess Rona's class, and that ended up being the only class I went to. That's my only gripe with the trade shows, is they are definitely geared more towards the new groomers. So if you've been in it for a while, the classes are just like very repetitive. So, you know, but I know at the same time that they are trying to do different things. I talked to Todd Shelley a lot while I was there this time in Hershey, and it was cool getting to know a little bit more about like the trade shows and all of that. And, you know, I was there with GSH and worked at their booth a little bit, and yeah, it was fun. I'm glad I went, and I'll be at Fun in the Sun next month, the second week in October. That's in Orlando, and I'm looking forward to that as well. I do enjoy the trade shows. I feel like I need that little rejuvenation sometimes. So I would love to, like, my goal down the road would be to teach at the trade shows. I would love to do that. I have been, like, me and Hammer, when we went to Atlanta, we did some demos, and we're going to be doing demos in Orlando. So we're kind of doing a little of that. Todd had mentioned he wanted me to, do something about like comparing cosmetology to grooming, which I could definitely do. That's like one thing. I could sit here and blab on camera all day long. Just give me a topic, I can write some notes, and we're good to go. So I really enjoy it. I was talking to GSH, the owner is Cody, and his wife I was talking to about being on camera, because she doesn't really like being on camera, and I was like, I've noticed it's very much that way. Either you really like it or you really don't. And I mean, it's weird, like, doing these videos originally was very weird. Like, I was like, who am I talking to, But then you kind of, like, well, now that I have, like, people that follow me, I'm just, like, talking to you guys. Like, I like, have a vision of the people who are watching in my head. And you guys, by the way, thank you so much for, like, always being so supportive. Like, it was so cool meeting you guys in person at Hershey, and I want to keep going to the trade show so I can keep meeting people, because it's so unreal, like, that people see so much value in me sometimes. Like, I mean, I think I have value, it's not that, but it's like, it's being treated like I'm a celebrity is just unreal. It's like, I don't even know how to handle it. I just, like, keep on being like, I'm not, like, it just, like, I don't know, it's a weird thing, but it's so cool at the same time, like, talking to people that, like, I have impacted and inspired and all that. It's just, I can't even describe it. It's the craziest thing ever. I just never thought that it would be anything like this. When I started making videos, I just wanted to help out new groomers, because at the time, education wasn't as available. Like, the trade shows have been going on for a long time, but not everybody can afford to do the trade shows. So I wanted to make a free platform.
In 10 miles, keep right onto I-81 south toward Roanoke.
Okay, cool. 10 miles, so I got a minute. But, I wanted to help out the new groomers and the people that couldn't afford to go to the trade shows, because they are very expensive. And then it just turned into this, like, whole journey that I just never could have expected. So I am so grateful to have the opportunities that I've had, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. Now I have my new van, and Wagon Tails I guess I should talk about that, because you guys saw the video whenever it was sent off. They did get it back to me. It's parked in my driveway right now. I have not seen it, but they did show me at the trade show everything that's different, and there's a lot. Like, so I was telling a couple of people, like, the thing that really annoyed me with Hamby is they would, like, something would break or mess up, and then you would tell them, and they'd replace it with the same thing, and then it's like, obviously just keeps breaking because it's faulty or whatever the reasoning. But so when I sent my van off to Wagon Tails, like, I expected that same thing. Like, I expected that I was going to send it, they were going to replace it with a new battery that was the same, and new AC that was the same, and whatever. And that's not what they did. I got a completely different battery system. Like, my last one, it was like one big battery, and I think they said there was 4 cells in it, and one of the cells was like misfiring, and when it would misfire, it would shut off the system, and that's why my van just kept turning off on me. And anyway, so now they have this, like, different battery that's got, like, 3 batteries next to each other, and it's apparently a lot more powerful. Now I don't have to go out back to restart it. Like, if it did trip or something, I can fix it from the inside of my van. I have a second inverter now that powers my AC unit, because I have a much more powerful AC unit now. Because they told me that the old AC unit that they were using, the company had changed something in their AC unit and did not tell Wagon Tails about it, and basically it was not handling the extra humidity that we get as groomers very well. So now they are working to send out, like, anybody that has that AC unit will get a different one. So I really like that they're, like, constantly changing. Like, I got my van in May, and if you look in the vans now, like, it's completely different. Like, it's still Wagon Tail, same vibe, same screens and everything, but it's different, like, because they're constantly upgrading. Whereas, like, Hamby, and I'm not here to just bash Hamby, but this is just a comparison, that you can look in, like, a 2007 Hamby, and it looks exactly the same as a brand new one, so I like that Wagon Tails. I think it's very innovative, and that they just keep pushing to put out better and better stuff. So I have a really good feeling about the van. As I mentioned in that video, if you're going to buy one, like, tomorrow, I would probably do the diesel generator. But I think, like, in the next next 5 years that they're really going to nail this clean power system, and I think it's going to be really good. I think they're getting there like very quickly, but it's, you know, in the beginning there's going to be bugs, you know, that's just the long and the short of it. I think a lot of people expected me to be like really mad at them over everything, and I really wasn't. Like I totally understood. I mean, yes, of course, like I hit moments of frustration because, you know, I had to reschedule clients and things weren't working, and you just start getting stressed out, you know, and but I've been very happy with everything. So very lucky to be in the position that I'm in, and that's something that I'm constantly reminded of. So anyway, I just wanted to like pop on real quick and just say, you know, that I had fun in Hershey, and I'm glad I got to go, and you know, enjoyed seeing everybody. That's really the big thing. I talked to so many people. Like, I was thinking about, there was something that somebody said to me, and I can't even remember what it was, but I was thinking about that earlier, and then I was like, who even said that? Like, who was I even talking to? And I don't even remember, because I just talked to so many people. And it was so cool. It's just like unreal. Like, it's cool like seeing my friends and everything, and I love that. I don't want to downplay that, but I just love like interacting with you guys. Like, it's just so cool to be able to like put a face with some of these names. Like when people come up, oh, I talked to you on Instagram, this is my tag. Because like I may not know your name, but if you tell me like your Instagram account, I probably know your account, because I do try to keep up with that, especially if we've had conversations. I do try to keep up with that, you know. So I appreciate it so much, and I just feel very, very fortunate to be in the spot that I'm in, and I'm not gonna leave Hershey crying again, or at least I hope not. It's just funny because I don't normally get that way over things, and then of course that's like the one video that got like a lot of views. It's like, no, not that one. But yeah, it feels like a lifetime difference. I was talking to Todd Shelley about that, and he's
Speed check reported ahead on I-81 South.
Good looking out, girl. I don't know if you like if it's gonna be playing that you guys can hear like my GPS talking to me or not. So if it's not, she just told me there's a speed check ahead, so that's why I said that. Anyway, reduce speed ahead. Oh, I see. So probably somebody, a little cop knows that we're gonna get a reduced speed. He's making sure everybody's reducing their speed. Anyway, like I said, I just feel very fortunate to be in the spot that I'm in, and it's really cool. It's a cool journey. I love going to the trade shows. I always feel like it brings me right back, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'm in the right field. Like, I'm doing the right things, and it's just really cool to have such loving people around that are just so willing to help with things. Like, it's crazy, like, how willing people are to help. And I always hear, like, I've had so many people say, like, oh, there's so much drama, and, like, I've seen it in the Facebook groups, but I never get it at the shows. So, like, maybe I'm just in the right circles. I was going to say in the wrong ones, but I'm probably in the right circles. That I don't deal with the drama. Like, it's just fun whenever I go. It's just a good time seeing everybody. So thank you to everybody that came up and said hey. I'm just never going to get used to it. I love it so much. But
in 2 miles, keep right onto I-81 South toward Roanoke.
Sorry if that's super loud. But it's always going to be unreal to me. Like, it's like I know I'm worthy, but at the same time I'm like, I don't feel worthy of all this attention. Like, it's crazy. I love it though. So thank you guys for watching me, for loving me, for coming up and talking to me. It's just the coolest thing ever. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.